Hey everybody, Jennifer Hernandez here with the third and final video in my Commission on Dietetic Registration Professional Development Portfolio series. I broke it into 3 parts so that it wasn't a horrendously long video. So in the first video, if you didn't see that one, I went through the Professional Development Portfolio Guide and talked about the continuing education requirement and how to meet that continuing education requirement. In the second video, I walked you through how I created my own 5-year learning plan for the next 5 years. And in this one, I am going to log my first activity for my plan. So I am going to pull up my screen for you all to see. And here we are looking at me already logged into CDR, right? So this is basically where I left video 2. I had completed my plan and submitted it, and it gives me this page, and now I can return to my dashboard or I can start logging activities. So I'm going to click on log activities, and it's going to give me this very blank screen. There's a purple button that says add an activity. Now I need to know my activity types, and if I cannot remember, I can come back over to the Professional Development Portfolio Guide. Unfortunately, I did not find a nice, quick, and easy way to get back to the PDP guide from that plan page, right? So I just had to go back and get it and open it in a different tab. But I am going to enter in academic coursework because I just finished a class. Activity date, this is going to be the date that my class ended. So I need to go back to June. It actually ended on Tuesday, so that's going to be where it is. Now my sphere number, oh goodness, I believe I'm going to put it under education and counseling. I should have also looked at that. So from the completion of the plan, I could have printed it, and that would have been a really good idea so that I could see all the competencies I chose. Now, it's interesting because it's showing me every sphere, and I did not choose something from every sphere, so that's a little bit different. Let's see if it shows me every, I cannot remember. No, see, I didn't choose number 5, I don't think. So it's actually showing me every single choice, which is super interesting because it used to not do that. I'm just going to choose informatics. Yeah, and so it's giving me those as options. I don't know what is going to happen if I try to submit an activity that doesn't match something on my plan. It used to limit the things that you could choose from the things that were on your plan. So I would be super careful because CDR may reject things if you choose something that's not on your plan. So let's just keep that in mind as we do this. And so I'm definitely choosing recognizes and applies learning theories and principles in practice. It does not satisfy my ethics requirement, which I also find interesting because you have to choose something from the ethics sphere, and obviously I'm not selecting ethics sphere. Okay, now if I look at the PDP guide, this is the information that I have to provide. So I need to make sure that all of this is included in what I fill out over here. So I'm going to put in my course title, my activity provider is my school. Let's see what else it wants from me. It wants to know course title, color, university, date completed. I already have that. So I'm going to put, just so they don't reject it, in here, I'm going to put 3 credit semester course. So here it wants me to tell it how many CEUs I'm requesting. Well, that's 3 credit hours and it was a semester, so 45. Now we have to tell them what impact did this have and how will it potentially affect your current or future practice. You have to do this like reflection on anything that you log. So keep that in mind if you're logging a whole bunch of professional reading where you get a half of a CEU for every article that you read. You're going to have to answer this question every single thing that you enter. And while I'm talking about professional reading, on that activity title, you need to put basically an APA citation. I have had, thankfully, I always over submit. I always submit more than 75 CEUs, but I have had things rejected because I did not have a full citation. So make sure that you are coming back and looking at everything that they require in the PDP guide and making sure that it's somewhere in here, because I have had things rejected. Now, I've never had so many things rejected that I didn't hit my 75 hours. So I don't know exactly what happens if, you know, if they reject things and it bumps you under 75. But just know that sometimes they do reject things. I would hope that if they reject and it impacts your ability to stay credentialed, that they would allow you to update what you submitted. But I have had them reject readings just because I didn't have it cited the exact way that they wanted it. It doesn't have to be, you know, huge. You don't have to write a whole paragraph. Just a reflection on what you learned, how it impacts you, and if you might do anything differently. All right, so I've got that. I'm gonna click on save. And now I have my activity logged. Now this is interesting that there's this optional upload, which is nice because I can actually upload my transcript apparently. So I might do that, you know, like in December when all 3 of my classes are done. I can upload my transcript and that way everything is right there, which probably reduces the risk of getting audited, but also when and if you get audited, you've got it all in your activity log. So that's a new thing that I didn't know they added because I didn't watch the whole what's new. Okay, now I have a new button that says submit for midpoint review. There is a time frame on submitting for midpoint review. You can only do it once though, so I'm definitely not going to do it today. But you can submit your plan or your activity log, your activity log for review voluntarily. You don't have to do it. I don't think I ever have done it. And they will tell you if they approve the things that you've done or not. I actually probably won't ever get a chance to do it because you have to do it before you have submitted 75 hours. You have to have submitted a certain number, and I can't remember what the minimum is now. Obviously, it's less than 45. And if you go over 75, they no longer let you submit for a midpoint review. So if you're concerned about how you've logged things and if you've logged them correctly or if something counts, you can totally submit for a midpoint review. And then at whatever point you get your 75 hours in, and that includes your ethics, you can submit your log for good. So if I stumble across an ethics sometime in the next 6 months, then I'll do a new video where I submit my plan, my log. And then I'll be good through 2026 and I won't have to worry about keeping track of everything anymore. That's the benefit of doing these things that are big numbers of continuing education credits, is you just don't have to worry about it once you get it submitted. But that is it. That is how easy it is to submit activities into your log. Now, again, you're going to want to keep this PDP guide handy, because if you're doing some of these other things, like I can't submit my webinar, but let's say you were one of the people that attended live when I did writing a professional bio. So you could submit that under a 171, right? So I can come here. And my activity type is a 171. It was a live webinar. It was the first Sunday of June, right? So I can do June 6th. And then this is where it's going to get interesting. So I'm just going to choose leadership and advocacy. You know what? It's not a leadership after all. Where was that marketing one? Was it under business? Yeah, so develops advertising messages, right? If your bio is an advertising message for yourself. So you could choose that 11.4, definitely was not an ethics thing. And then you're gonna put in the title, so developing a professional bio. Activity provider was me. And if you are one of the people who have attended my live webinars, I'm happy to send you something that you can use as your documentation, because what documentation do you need? You need either a certificate of completion or an agenda and outline. So I'm happy to do that for those who have attended. I'm going to cancel because I did the webinar, so I can't count it. All right, and that's it. And then you just keep adding until you get your 75 CEUs. And that is all that you have to do for your activity log up until the point where you hit submit and you submit your entire 75 hours. All right, thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Again, questions in the comments, and I'm happy to answer them. I hope this was helpful to you. And if you would like to have a coordinated way, you know, think ahead for your 5-year plan, and you would like a copy of a personal growth planner, let me know and I will get that to you. Thank you so much and have a great day.